Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading for the week. So if you guys want to hear a message from the cards, let's have you tuck in, grab a snack and a comforting beverage, and we will get started. Before I do, however, I do want to make mention that if you guys like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I've also included links to my website so you can get in touch with me, certainly on my social media. I'm happy to have you do that. But if you guys want a private reading with me, everything is linked below. So yeah, get in touch. Please know that it is not an obligation. It is just an option. So please don't worry if you're not comfortable or if you can't. It's totally fine. I'm here for you in any way that I can help. So there is that. I do have a number of decks that I want to get into, but lately I have been meditating with my crystals lately, and I have a couple of pieces of titanium quartz here. I will leave a link to all of the meanings and how they actually make titanium quartz, because this is treated form quartz. So I want to channel life energy, vitality, strength, and healing for this reading. So if you're in need of that, I would suggest sticking around. If not, don't worry about it either. We'll catch you in the next one. But I do have multiple decks to get into, so I want to start with our oracle reading. And I do. I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling the need for a bonus reading at the end of this too. So stick around if you want to hear your bonus reading as well. So we are going to start with the Archangel Animal Oracle. Okay, we have one pop right out, so we'll take that one. Okay. So from the Archangel Animal, we have the panda. Tell you what though, I'm going to draw all of the oracles and we'll read them all in a group. So give me a minute for that. We're also going to be pulling from the Work Your Light Oracle. Also, all of the decks I'm using for this reading are going to be listed below as well. So, there's that. Okay. We also have dragons. Hold on a minute. The Dragon Oracle. Again, it will be in the description. Sorry about that pause there. Okay. And we are also going to be drawing from the Spirit Animal Oracle. So one more. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Alrighty, so for our start here, we have the panda. We also have Anna, grandmother Jesus. We have, my card, we have the blue dragon from the Pleiades. And we also have the cow spirit. So what I'm seeing here is that you're in a state of preparation. I'm getting that from the Anna grandmother Jesus card. You're in a state of preparing for something, and perhaps that preparation or that thing that you've been going through has left you a little bit unbalanced, a little bit maybe it's made you feel like just because you're prepared doesn't mean you actually feel that way. Let me give you an example. Like I would, when I was still in school, I would constantly study for tests. I was paranoid about doing it. I just could not justify not studying my notes. And I do have a learning disability, so that helped it. But I never felt prepared the day of the test. I didn't study hard enough. I didn't do this. I could have done A, B, and C differently. And that comes from potentially being hard on yourself. I know that was the case for me, so I can't speak for any of you if you're feeling attached to that emotion. You feel that because of this energy, you might be a little off balance, but here's a reminder that you need to stay balanced and within your own essence. I'm also sensing that there's been a lot of chatter in your ear about something you could be doing, something you should be doing. But I also feel like you need to tap into your truth in order to understand how best to move forward on that. Especially because you are preparing, you are laying foundations for something to happen. I can't promise whether it will be good or bad. Something will happen here. I do feel like it might be very good, especially because you have a call to accept healing from source here. You're calling back parts of you that have been taken away, whether that's you know what that looks like. If you're feeling the need to prepare to heal, you know, you're in that mode where you're potentially creating a safe place for yourself. Okay. And once once all of that starts happening, you're going to start seeing miracles come into your space. Okay. There's something profound and there's something profound and something very powerful when you allow healing energy to come into your space. I don't know what a miracle looks like for you, but at least it's ready. I think it's ready. This energy is ready to come in for you. Okay. So don't be afraid. You know, you are doing the best that you can, and even if it isn't note perfect, even if it isn't to the letter exactly how you want it, you are doing the work. You're doing the work. So stop being so hard on yourself and let those healing energies come in for you. Okay. So now that we are here, you know, we know what we're looking at. We're preparing for healing energy to come in for us. Let's get into some tarot cards and let's see how we can make the most of the energy we have at our disposal. Okay. Right now we're doing work. So how can we celebrate that work? How can we celebrate our progress? We're going to start with the Harmonious Tarot. This is going to get kind of a baseline reading. I want to see, okay. Yeah, I want to see what we're being supported by, what we can do to make the most of this time. Ooh, okay. So Spirit got something to say here because we have the Four of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, that is the Knight of Swords, and we have the World. So we need to celebrate the fact that we've taken action. Okay. Yeah, let's celebrate the fact that we've taken action. Okay. We have the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords here. Once again, interestingly enough, we're talking about laying foundations here. And a grandmother of Jesus, specifically talking about laying foundations according to universe according to the divine plan here. To me, this is a foundational card. It talks about growing a home, growing a family, celebration just for the sake of it, right? It's, yeah, just celebrating the fact that you've done something with it, okay? This is, so swords, swords are associated with air. I tend to associate it with mental and intellectual pursuits here. You've taken action on shifting. Maybe there's been a perspective shift that you wouldn't think would need to happen for you, but it has, okay? And that perspective shift has allowed you to close out a potentially difficult chapter in your space, okay? A lot of negativity. I feel like a lot of negativity has moved out of the space here, and you can finally breathe. Take a breath, okay? I'm saying take a breath because, once again, this is associated with air. And, you know, sometimes life just gets hurricane, gale force, windstormy, okay? And if you're going through that right now, I know a couple of people who are having some unfortunate difficulties right now, and I, you know, it's on my heart. They're on my heart. They're in my mind. So, you know, that could, you know, at least life for them right now isn't going so good. But eventually that healing energy is going to come back to them. Okay, and they'll find their balance again. Okay. So now that we have that base foundation, get it. Whoa. We're feeling spicy tonight, guys. Give me a sec. Okay. So once again, we had two cards pop out of the deck. We have the Seven of Cups, and we also have the Ace of Pentacles. There's some opportunities here. Okay, now remember, we made a perspective shift. Okay, so, you know, there's an opportunity to grow. There's certainly, I'm going to read this as an opportunity to put down fresh roots, because whatever the situation was before this reading happened has probably made you feel pulled up. It's made you feel, I'm just imagining a big tree toppling over in the forest after a windstorm. You know, you've been through you've been through some things. Okay, now you have some options on your plate. And, you know, there's a lot of shiny, sparkly, pretty things, but there's also a risk in choosing those shiny, sparkly, pretty things. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you make the choices at all, but what you pick going to be in your highest good. Remember, you want to reroot, you want to put down fresh roots, because in your, you know, potentially in your immediate past, there's been some drama, there's been some things that have happened that have unbalanced you. You want to get back to this balance, okay? So what are you going to do with it? What you going to do, okay? So let me I don't get cards popping out of the deck, although that will be good. Let's see. Okay. Hidden energy. We have one right on the top. So I'm reading this as our hidden energy. This is the Two of Pentacles. We are, you're juggling a lot. You have, once again, how, I feel like asking you the question, how are you staying balanced in a time of turbulence? Okay, and it's certainly an emotionally turbulent time right now. How are you doing? Okay. What's interesting, and you probably can't see the detail without it getting blurry, but what's interesting is that this character is trying to hold on to a lot of moving parts, and I think they're trying to give ample time to all of these certainly plant material. They're trying to give ample time for it to grow. Assess what you have, assess what you can safely and openly do. And I say that for reasons of physical health and potentially mental health, because I feel like some of you might be going through some mental health issues, also physical issues. That's your business, not mine. Again, going back to the original point, what can you safely and generously do? What can you devote your time to that won't deplete you completely? Okay, so there's the Two of Pentacles as our hidden energy. We're going to get this as our clarifying energy. There's going to be some work to do. Okay, you are being called to reroute, to rebalance. There's been some shifts that you've had to make, some perspective shifts that you have already made to get you here. Okay, but now it's going to be working on integrating what you've learned, moving forward with what you learned, and taking steps to make sure that, even if you do relapse, even if you do go back a little bit, that, you're taking steps to celebrate the progress you've already made, the foundations you've already laid, so that you don't have to be so hard on yourself for getting a little bit backwards. Okay, I hope that made sense. But why are we seeing what we're seeing now? I want to know. I am curious. Okay, we are going to get into the Universal Tarot, and I want to clarify each of the cards we have on the table now. We'll see. We shall see. Okay. So first card. Okay. So first card I'm getting is the Queen of Swords. This is clarifying the Four of Wands here. Remember, this is a balanced, balanced celebration, happy home, foundations kind of thing. So we're seeing this card because we've had to observe some things where we're in our thoughts. Okay, now I have a tendency of reading this card as someone who has been burned in the past and is now, taking, okay, I've learned this lesson from this incident over here. I'm not going to let it happen to me again. And I can think of a couple of incidents with how that's relevant, but we're not going to get them here. Yeah, observing, taking note of what didn't necessarily work from past events and helping you move forward. Like I said, with the Eight of Pentacles, there's going to be some work to do to integrate what you are taking away from this experience, what you were taking with you from this experience. Okay, so there's the Queen of Swords, starting to clarify the Four of Wands. We also have Okay. Ooh, we have the Chariot. You want to make forward progress. You now have clarity on how to do that. Okay, because you might have had, you might not have had a clear road before, but now that you've gotten, you're sure of yourself. You're sure of yourself. Once again, I love this. I love it. Look at the black and white imagery there. You're in balance, and you can move forward. Okay. Yeah, you're in balance. You know how to drive the car. The foundation is laid, and now you can go forward. Okay. You can go forward because you've observed how to do that. You've gotten clear about it. It's like, okay, I'm seeing A, B, and C. I'm gonna go forward because this is what I see. Okay, cool. Ooh, I hope that. Ooh, okay. Yeah, there's the Chariot. You're moving forward. Okay. Clarifying the Knight of Swords here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Once again, you want to draw abundance, and yeah, you want to draw abundance. You want to draw a lot of abundance is what I'm sticking with. You want to move towards that. You're taking steps to move towards that. Remember, this is swift action. Remember that you have the keys to the car, so you can do that. Okay. This is potentially what you're moving towards. This Ten of Pentacles energy. Okay. You've worked hard for this. You've worked hard to develop that. Remember that we have, once again, going back to the foundational energy, you did the work. You are now clear about what you're going to do next. Okay? And you've worked hard for it. You've worked hard. Okay? So there's the Ten of Pentacles. Okay? Okay. Yeah, you've worked hard for it and you've had to dig deep. Because there's been some emotional attachments that you're not, I don't think you're quite ready to let go of, because you want to see how those things are going to be nurtured as you move forward. Okay, now these things might not be the best for you. They may turn into toxic energies that don't serve you. Remember that we were coming up on clarifying the world here, but that's on you to assess. Okay. Personally, I feel like you're the kind of person that kind of thrives on making deep connections with others, with yourself. So I think it's fair to say you're very much rooted in your own emotion. Me too. Me too. Yeah, me too. So there is the Queen of Cups. Okay. Now, finally, getting into the world here, we're going to clarify this. I'm going to pull this Four of Wands off the bottom here because, once again, we've allowed this balance and this peace and this harmony to come in. We've allowed ourselves the opportunity to build something we're super, super proud of, and we should be able to celebrate them. Okay, so there's the Four of Wands. That's a repeat card here. Okay, we have, I believe this is Justice. Hold on a minute here. No, I think that's Justice. I may have written that down wrong. Interesting. Okay. I think this is Justice. Oh, that's 11. I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, so I'm an idiot and I can't read Roman numerals correctly. Because, yeah, I was right. This is justice. Once again, what am I going to say? Balance is the key word in this reading, apparently. Again, tapping into the balance. Here you are. Hi, friend. Hi. Okay. Cool. Enough said. Moving on to the Ace of Pentacles. Let's. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's see what. Okay. Card popped out. We have. This is the Empress. Yes, I'm reading my notes correctly. I had to write a cheat sheet for one of the decks, which you probably can't see because the lighting's so bad. Sorry. But we have the Empress. So we've achieved our balance through reflection and introspecting. We definitely came. I feel like saying we've came from a place of ignorant bliss. You know, we were happy in our comfort zone. We knew what we knew. We were fine with being where we were. And then we got shook up and we had to go in and reflect. Okay. Okay. So now we know. Now we know what we need to do differently. I want to point something out here. This symbol, if I can actually get my, okay, this symbol, if I'm remembering it correctly, and please fact check me in the description if I'm wrong, but this symbol is a representation of female or feminine energy. So if you do identify with that, this might be something you want to pay attention to. But supposedly, that is the glyph for females or womanhood because it looks like a mirror. We've had to hold a mirror up to ourselves. Okay. Interestingly enough, we have the Justice card that I interpreted as being balanced again. Okay. But I'm going to read these two together because we've had to hold a mirror up to ourselves and answer for what we have had to do. Okay. The reason we're seeing this Ace of Pentacles, okay, is that we've worked to root ourselves again. And we've done that by doing a lot of work on reflecting. Okay. So also, there's still a long way to go in this journey. I want to point out the road through the trees back over here. I was reading this as like a waterfall, and certainly to me it has that tone. There's a lot here, and you've done a lot of work to get yourself to this point. You have an extra few yards to go, whatever that might look like, whatever that journey brings. But you're here now and you've done the work. Okay. You're here now, you've done the work, and this is going to happen again for you. This rerouting I talked about. Okay. All right. So there's the Empress. We also have the Two of Wands. Okay, remember what I said about going forward, right? Do you stay or do you go? Once again, you have a choice coming up. We're looking at these choices here in a minute here. Do you stay in your comfort zone or do you move forward? Hold that mirror to yourself, okay? Because only you know that answer. Now, I also want to point out in this card, you have the world in your hands and you have the power to conquer what it is you want. You have the power to move forward and achieve what you want. But why do you hesitate? Why are you holding back? Why are you not taking that effort? Okay? It saddens me, and I'm exactly like this. So this is, I'm making myself equally as sad as it makes me to see other people do this. But I feel like a lot of us hold back on really really doing what we want to do because of situations that could be beyond our control, or that situations we're in control of are controlling us instead of the other way around. We're at a gateway. Okay, we have the option of lifting the latch on the gate and going out. So why don't we? Why don't we? Only you can answer that question for yourself. And if it's fear-based, okay, I get it. That's real. But again, you have the ability to control that fear, not the other way around. Fear, what is it? No, okay. And you know, that can be read as dismissive, and for that I do acknowledge and apologize for that. But do we stay or do we go is the main point I want to drive at. Okay, because remember, we have some work to do still here. Remember, the road might be a little dark moving forward. Okay, so let's get into our options card, or Seven of Cups here. What we have as our hidden energy. Okay, there's some changes. We'll probably be making our choices based on those changes. Things are moving away from us that we don't need. There's some things we don't need to hold on to. It's useless. It's useless. These things are crumbling away for a reason. Things are crumbling away for a reason, but there's still lessons to be learned in the rubble. So if you're looking at this mess, it's like, well, dang it, that didn't work. But how can I do better? How can I rebuild this so it does work next time? If you can rebuild it next time, maybe there's an option to move ahead and move on. Okay, maybe there's a call to move on from that. Don't know, but you get to decide that. Okay. And okay, once again, we have a card of hesitation. You might be missing information. You're going back to the Two of Wands. You might be missing information that might help you get out the gate. Okay, that's okay. Okay, your job now is to figure out how you remove the blindfold. How do you gather those pieces of information you're missing? Okay, because there are some things you need to look at, and you're not looking at them. You know, you might also be in the dark about facts that might not be the most positive thing to hear, but that you really should hear or listen to. Okay. Yeah. And I like that these two cards came together, because you could be missing your aha moment. You could be missing a paradigm shift. Okay. You could be missing what needs to be learned, or what you need to let go. Okay. Yeah. You're missing some stuff, and you have choices to make. Okay, but remember what I said, that you need to be careful, because not everything you choose is going to be good for you. Okay. Okay. Right? So, getting into clarifying the Two of Pentacles. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to take the card off the bottom. We have the Eight of Swords. You're feeling trapped by something. And I think that makes sense given the other cards we have here, because once again, you're blinded here. You're not seeing that you're not trapped. You're not actually trapped. Okay? Um, you've done so much work. There's a lot of persistent energy here. You have probably done the most. You've done so much. You've given so much to whatever energies you are holding on to. And for some reason, you're trapped by the thought that this could change. This isn't going to stay the same. I don't like the thought of losing opportunities in this. But again, the fucking blindfold, it's still there. Okay? You're holding, something is holding you back. And it's causing you emotional distress here. You have a lot to juggle. But you're not trapped. You're not trapped by it. Remember the Chariot. Remember the Queen of Swords. You're smart. You're observant. You know how to drive your car. You know, your balance. If balance is what you want, you gotta take the blindfold off. You gotta lower the swords. Decisions need to be made, and balance is going to be required to make them. Also, clear vision, which you are very close to achieving. You are very close to achieving that. So get that blindfold off your eyeballs and look ahead here. Okay. So there's the Eight of Swords. Eight of Pentacles coming out again. You're going to have to work hard, but it's going to take diligent effort to do that. Okay. Okay. Diligent effort. Speaking of which, let's clarify our last card, which is also Eight of Pentacles. And then we'll move into our last deck as well as the bonus reading. So to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, I have the Seven of Pentacles. So you're probably asking, why did I even start this process? What am I getting out of this? I don't know. Doesn't feel like I'm doing much. Doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Pause and reflect. You gotta pause and reflect. Because things are growing. I don't know if you can see that, but things are growing. Things are moving. Okay? And also remember, you have the Ten of Pentacles in here too. You gotta work for what you want. You gotta work hard to make anything grow. Okay? And it isn't over. I'm hearing the phrase, it isn't over until the fat lady sings. You know what that phrase might mean to you in your situation. Okay? But ultimately, step back and take notes on your progress, because you have made progress. How you move forward from here is up to you. Okay, now remember what I said about taking the blindfold off. That's getting out of ignorant bliss. Probably isn't the easiest thing, but I guarantee that you can do it because you've gotten here. Okay, so there's the Seven of Pentacles. And finally, okay, all right, we have the Five of Wands. So there may be some drama, there may be some conflict, certainly some internal conflict is coming into this, and I don't blame you for that. But you have to be aware that you might have to defend yourself. This might not be a comfortable situation to be in, and certainly, you know, I remember mentioning you might be hearing a bunch of chatter in your ear. It was in the oracle, right? It was in the oracles that you're listening to, a lot of chatter about how to start your life and blah blah blah. Sure, fine, whatever. I'm hearing you, but I don't really process it, right? Um, my advice here is to step back, just back away, just deal with your stuff, stay in your lane. But if you do get called to defend yourself, do so if you must, and be kind and do defend yourself in your own way. I'm gonna leave it there. So there is the Five of Wands. Okay, that is going to be our clarifiers for the first part of this reading. I'm going to get into the tarot of the Pagan Cats. We're gonna see how you are. Okay, because this has been, been very. I feel like I've been very direct, very kind of blunt spoken. How can I help you? What can I do for you that will help you with the information we have here? Okay. Um, Also, this is your call for a hydration break, so cheers, friend. Okay. Also, if it's getting hot in your area, please, please do not forget your water, okay? All right. I'm going to pull the last 5 cards of this reading, and then we will get into our bonus. Okay. A couple popping out here. Okay. So, first 3 cards, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. We have, I'm going to read this as the King of Swords. And we also have the card for Judgment. What I find interesting here is that we have the start and the end of the suit. This is interesting to me because swords, like, once again, swords are all about the mind, all about what's on your mind, all about how you're thinking, how you're thinking affects your emotions and things like that. And I'm hearing mastery. I'm hearing understanding. I'm hearing emotional intelligence. You've gotten called to shift perspectives here. And this is something that I think is important to look at because once again, you're being kicked out of your comfort zone of ignorant bliss. That was where you are. That might be where you are now. That was where you were in the past. And you've been through the mental and emotional ringer because you've had to be kicked out of this space. Okay? Not fun, not easy. I appreciate it, right? But you've had the opportunity to gain mastery over that. Okay? Yeah, you've gained mastery over that. And in doing so, you've given yourself the chance to come out of a place of darkness into one of light. Okay? You've heeded that call to say, like, hey, friend, hi, I need you to go up the road here because there's something better for you waiting over there. Okay? Tap, tap, time to go. Okay? You've had to do some work. Remember all the blindfolds that I talked about. Okay? I'll be waiting for you up there. Come with me because this is great. The view is amazing. The water's fun to get into. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Okay? You've attained mastery over that. Interestingly enough, this cat, I'm going to say that this little cat character is looking at the stars up here. And they're dreaming, they're scheming, they're how to move forward. How do you move forward? Be like that little cat. Look up. Okay, I'm just gonna let that hang there. Let's get some hidden and clarifying energy for you, my dearest friend. Okay. All right, we gotta, it's too many cards, but I'm gonna read them anyway. I'm gonna read double here. Okay, for our hidden energy, we have, all right, we have a number of cards here. We have the Nine of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. I am intrigued because you've incorporated a lot. You've had to carry a lot. You've had to persevere through all of these emotional storms, right? Now that you've had a moment of clarity, you've had a moment of clarity. Now you can share that. You can share that. You're in a space where you can give and receive. You're in a space where it is easy for you to understand and empathize with what other people are going through. It's not a very good, whatever. Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands, okay? Empathizing with other people, understanding their turmoil, and you can give them a safe space, crying shoulder, listening ear. You know what this person is going through, and by doing the work together, you work together to heal. Okay, so there's our hidden energy. Our clarifying energy is, once again, we have the Seven of Pentacles, but we also have the King of Pentacles as well. You have made progress. You have made progress, and I think I'm going to quote the Minnow Pond Tarot here. The juice was worth the squeeze. Okay, that is not my quote. That is a quote from the Minnow Pond Tarot. I'll link in the description. But yeah, the juice is worth the squeeze because you've mastered yourself. You understand your self-worth. You know how to take care of yourself and how to take care of others in a way that doesn't deplete your cup. Okay, and I say cups, but you can't give on an empty cup. You're also, the roots are growing, and now you can be okay with that. Okay, so that is the clarifying energy. I'm going to clear my spot here. We're going to get into the bonus reading. So, starting with the bonus oracle reading, we have the rhinoceros. Okay, we have Pillar of Light, we have the Silver Dragon, and we have the Flamingo Spirit. So we are creating something new out of this space. I'm sorry, the glare is awful on that. Okay, no, not much better. Oh well, we're creating a place. We're creating something new. Okay, and in order to do that, we need to have courage and strength. We need to be strong. Okay, and we're also talking about raising our vibration here. We're reaching higher heights. I think that makes sense. We're reaching higher. We're reaching for more. Okay, and it's not bad to be ambitious, but let's check it a little bit, because what is our motivation? What do we want out of this, right? Okay. Now, we could be doing all of this work, and once again, what's the payoff? We don't know. We have to be prepared for anything at this point. Okay. Embrace what we don't know. Embrace the middle ground between point A and point B. Okay. So in that spirit, let's see our tarot cards. We have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups again, but we also have the Sun. We're bored with what we had. We're dissatisfied with offers on the table. We're not quite sure. We're really not sure what to do. We're not looking at what's being offered because we're seeing what we have here, and it's like, nah, not here for it. I don't like it. I don't like what I want. Just get it away. I need to be in my thoughts here. Doing that is going to help us witness our growth. Okay? Doing that is going to help us get clear. Refusing offers right now because we're not in a place to accept them is going to allow us to say, I don't want thing A, but I'm willing to look at point B. I'm willing to look at these other things over here because what I have right now is not great. Okay. Basically all that to say, I know what I don't want and I'm clear about what I do. Okay. So there is the bonus reading, and that is it for the reading in its entirety, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. And if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click all of the buttons and do all of the things. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.